Shalom. Call Lang how about Shim Yao Shai? By Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, Ruel, Shalom to the 144,000 and one third remnant men, women, and children of the whole fun like Shalom. It's the brother Kabar Yash coming back at you with another lesson. Through the spirit and power, how about Shim Yao Shai? Praise, let's be edifying straight to the point. I'm going to read this article from the entireheadlines.org. It says, eggs soared 15% in 1 month with empty shelves in grocery stores. This is what the men of the Lord been, prophesying about. Okay? The sown places there shall appear unsown. The full star houses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay? You go in the grocery store, okay? It's barely even food on the shelves, man. Barely eggs on the shelves and none of that stuff, man. So, and plus with these tariffs that's going on, that's going to cause everything to skyrocket. Okay, so without further ado, let's read this article, man. And I hope this lesson be edifying and straight to the point. It says in January 2025, which was last month, U.S. egg prices experienced a significant surge, increasing by more than 15% from the previous month, the most essential monthly rise since 2015 and marking a 55% increase compared to last year. According to Bloomberg, this sharp escalation has been primarily attributed to a severe outbreak of the avian influenza, commonly known as bird flu. And that's what's the reason why. Okay, basically, okay, with that's going on, you got the grocery stores that are raising the prices of eggs, and of course the restaurants where you go eat breakfast or something like that. If they got eggs in it, any type of ingredients, it's gonna cost you more now, man. Okay, even the bakery shops and stuff like that. So get ready for things to skyrocket, man. Get ready to see more empty shelves. To contain the virus spread, millions of egg-laying hens have been culled, which means they've been slaughtered. Okay. The reduction of the egg-laying hens population has resulted in noticeable shortage across the country. Grocery stores in major cities, including New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, have reported empty shelves in their egg sections. Wow. And why are we not shocked by that? In response, retailers such as Trader Joe's and Costco's have implemented purchase limits. Wow. Restricting customers to 1, 2, or 3 cartons per visit to manage the limited supply. Dang. Wow. Hey, we told you. And that ain't just going to happen with eggs, man. That's going to happen with every food you buy. Okay? Every items, every food you buy, everything, man. It's going to trickle down to everything you buy, man. From your basic necessities, from your essentials, or any type of food you like, man. Yeah. They're going to start rationing out, man. Okay? The impact of these shortages extend beyond individual consumers. Restaurants that rely heavily on eggs are also feeling the strain. Exactly. And for instance, Waffle House has introduced a temporary surcharge of 50 cents per egg to cope with the increased cost. Man, that's crazy. Wow. At February 7th, 2025, that was basically last week, the average cost for a dozen of eggs nationwide reached $7.34, representing a 10% increase from the previous week and setting a new record high. Overall inflation rose about 0.5% in January, with the spike in egg prices being a significant contributing factor. The ongoing bird flu outbreak, which began in 2022, has led to the loss of over 100 million egg-laying hens, according to United Egg Producers. This subsidized decrease in the hen population continues to disrupt the egg supply chain, leading to higher prices and scarcity in stores nationwide. And it's only going to get worse. Consumers are advised to remain patient as the industry works to replenish flocks and stabilize the supply chain. That ain't gonna happen, okay? In the meantime, exploring alternative protein sources and being flexible with meal planning may help mitigate the impact of the current egg shortage. It ain't gonna help, man. Okay, we're in a time where the Lord Yahweh Yahshua is bringing a food shortage to this place, man. Okay, calamity to Babylon, and it's only gonna get worse. Okay, let's get the scriptures now. Okay, because it's only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get no better. It's gonna get worse. Oh man, let's go to Second Ezra. Second Ezra, not 15. Slocky, not 15. Well, actually, that's going to lead to Second Ezra 15. All right, with the food shortages and all of this stuff is happening, the race wars and all that stuff, that's really going to lead to Second Ezra the 15th chapter. So, yeah, we very close to that. Let's read this though. This is Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. I hate when that shit do that. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So, empty shelves, man. Okay, your restaurants where they depend upon eggs and bakery shops and stuff like that are gonna start charging more for their products, man. Okay, eggs are already $7.34, man, and their price is gonna skyrocket. It's gonna skyrocket to maybe $29, $30, $100. Okay, the eggs and all the stuff that eggs, milk, bread, and all the stuff that you people depend upon, man. That's shit's gonna become a commodity pretty soon, basically. Okay, a luxury. Verse 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound when which every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. When you hear this word, man, you should tremble. Okay, because the men of the Lord have been warning you about this. Starting with our beloved elders and apostles, they've been warning you about almost going on 40 plus, 40 years, man. Okay? Okay, and the elder bishops and the brothers and on down, man. So we're here. Okay? And it's not gonna get any better, man. If you think in 2025 it's gonna get better, think again, man. 20, verse 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Okay? So you're about to see empty shelves all over, man. Okay? It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. Food shortages. Okay? Let's go to now. Well, they're going to have to ration the food, man. Ezekiel 4 and verse, god damn it. Hold on, Slocky. Hate when that shit do that. Slocky. This is Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. They shall eat bread by weight and with care. They shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. Verse 17. They may want bread and water and be astounded one with another and consume away for their iniquity. So you're about to have a lot of starvation, man. Let's get this in the Good News Translation. Let's get this in the Good News Translation. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16 and 17 in the Good News Translation. It says, and he add, mortal man, I am going to cut off the supply of bread from Jerusalem. That's food shortages. The people there will distress and anguish as they measure out the food they eat and the water that they drink. Yeah. Rationing. Okay? Grocery stores are starting to ration eggs now. And that's not good. And they're just going to trickle down to everything that you buy, eat, drink, whatever. Okay? Even water, bottles of water, which you shouldn't be drinking that no way. Okay? Even bottles of water are going to, hey, going to be rationed out. Food is going to be rationed out. Everything. Okay? Verse 17. They will run out of bread and water. They will be in despair and they will waste away because of their sins, man. So 2/3 are getting ready to starve to death, along with the heathens and these Edomites, man. A horrible judgment is coming up on Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Let's go to now. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's see. Let's check this out. Jeremiah 15. Yeah. Start at verse 2 and read down to verse 3. Jeremiah 15 verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, such as are for death to death, such as are for the sword to the sword, such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for captivity to the captivity. Verse 3, and I will appoint over 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heavens, and the beasts to devour and destroy. So 4 types of judgment, man. Okay? There's going to be a lot of folks that's going to be dropping dead by famine. Okay? The race wars, race riots, and eventually thrown into concentration and FEMA camps, and then eventually the ultimate sword, which is the ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Okay? Now let's go to, we'll go back to Second Esdras. Second Esdras, let's read chapter 15 and let's read verse 14. Okay? Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. People are going to be fighting over food pretty soon, man. Fighting over that last carton of eggs, that last loaf of bread, that last carton of milk. Everything. Okay? Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People are going to take matters into their own hands. Okay? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Not just men, women as well. And if you women, and I'm talking to you Israelite women, if you women ain't got a covering, a man in the Lord, you're done. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses and spoil their good because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Lack of food. So you're going to have neighbors kicking in your freaking doors, man. Okay? For the food you got. Okay? Verse 49, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy house with destruction and death, man. So that's what's coming. Okay? And we're fastly approaching those times, man. The time of Jacob's trouble. But only the elect is going to survive these times. Okay? Because like it tells you in Isaiah the 65th chapter, the Lord said his servants are going to eat in that time. We're going to have an abundance. While the rest of these folks out here, they're going to starve to death. Okay? Like it says, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Okay? It says, like it says, woe to you who are full now, for you shall be hungry. Yeah. You was full, now hey, you're going to starve, man. Okay? Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So we're in the beginning of evils. Okay? Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. 2/3 are not trying to repent, man. They continuously running their mouths about things that they don't know about, etc. But that's okay though. A 2/3 gonna do what a 2/3 way was born to do. That's why they're gonna go through that death by pain. Verse 21, behold, victuals, which represents food, shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Food ain't cheap anymore. Y'all thought Donald Trump was gonna get back in the White House and make food cheap again? Shit, he only making things 10 times worse. Okay? And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. A lot of folks are going to starve to death. And the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Okay? So we're entering into a time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? Let's go to, I think it's Second Ezra 6. No, Second Ezra chapter 2. And I think it's verse 20. Yeah, right here. Second Ezra chapter 2 and verse. Let's start at verse 26. As for the servants who I've given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Yeah. The other Lord's elect is going to perish, man. Now, some of the men of the Lord will become martyrs, man, are going to die for this truth and the witness. But, hey, like it says, I think it's Mark chapter 9, verse 1. That's like it said, there shall be some that shall not taste death. Some of the elect is not going to taste death at all. Some of the elect is going to be unharmed and unfazed by what's going on. Why? Because we got this wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Isaiah 33 and 6. Verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have an abundance. We're going to have an abundance, man. Okay, let's get this in a Good News Translation and see what it says. Good News Translation, Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 26. 2. And verse 20, let's start at verse 26. Let's see. It says, so that none of them will be lost when the time comes. And then when that time is close at hand, the time of Jacob's trouble, I will hold you responsible for them. Verse 27, don't worry. When the day of trouble and distress comes, others will cry and mourn, but you will be happy and rich. Why? Because we got this truth, man. Like it says, I know thy works and thy tribulations, but thou art rich. How are we rich? Because we have this truth, this wisdom, and this knowledge, and this understanding. Whereas 2/3 of Israel don't have that. Okay? They're blinded. Okay? The election have attained it, but the rest are blind. Okay? Verse 28. Excuse me. The other nations will be jealous of you, but they will not be able to harm you. Yeah. And honey, these heathen nations gonna be looking like how he standing this time. Even our own women, man. Like it says, in Psalms chapter 110, verse 3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Oh yeah. Verse 29, I will protect you with my power and save your children from hell. All right. And hell represents condition. And the hell that's going to come up on earth is a time like no other. Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 37 and Daniel's 12 and 1. Okay. So the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, he's got us, man. He says we're going to laugh in the face of famine. Okay. Let's get that. Job 5, and I'm going to read it in the Good News Translation. Verse 19. Time after time, he will save you from harm. Verse 20. When famine comes, he will keep you alive and in war protect you from death. So the glory, how about Shem Yahshua is going to keep us alive, man. Okay? Verse 21. Yahweh will rescue you from slander. He will save you when destruction comes. Verse 22. You will laugh at violence and hunger and will not be afraid of wild animals, man, because the animals are going to be at peace with us, man. Okay? Verse 23. The fields you plow will be free from rocks. Wild animals will never attack you because we're going to be at peace with those animals, man. The animals going to be at peace with us. Okay? While these other folks are getting devoured by the animals, getting tore up and ripped to pieces and shit, like we read in Jeremiah 15, verse 3. Yeah. The elect ain't gonna be harmed, man. Let's get this last scripture and I'm gonna wrap it up. Isaiah 65 and let's read verse 12 in the Good News Translation. It will be your fate to die a violent death because you did not answer when I called you or listen when I spoke. You chose to disobey me and do evil. And that's 2/3, man. So 2/3 are going to die a violent death, man. Okay, a grievous death. Verse 13. So I tell you that those who worship and obey me will have plenty to eat and drink, but you will be hungry and thirsty. They will be happy. You will be disgraced. Yeah. The Lord said his servants are going to eat. We're going to have an abundance, man. We're going to sing for joy heart. Okay. Verse 14. They will sing for joy, but you will cry with a broken heart, man. Yeah. And that time is fast approaching, man. So, hey, the glory, how about Shemi Shai? He got us. Let's get one more. Let's get one more, and then I'm going to close it out, man. Let's go to Psalms 37. Psalms 37 and verse 19 and 20. They will not suffer when times are bad. They will have enough in time for famine. Yeah. Of famine. Yeah. We're gonna have a lot, man. We're gonna have food to eat. Okay. Verse 20. But the wicked will die. Okay. And the wicked represents Esau, Edom. But you can also apply this to 2/3 because they're wicked, but they're not the wicked. They just follow after the ways of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? And all people that follow after the ways of Esau, hey, they're going to be trodden down. Okay? But the wicked will die. The enemies of the glory, how about Shem Yahshua, will vanish like wildflowers. They will disappear like smoke. There you go. That's that thermonuclear destruction too. Okay. So, with that, I'm ended here, man. I pray his lesson was edifying and straight to the point. All praises and glorifications go to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, by Hashem, Rekakwadash. It's on to the next one. Shalom. Kwam Yashrala, Wa Baba Ball. Stay prayed up. We almost out of here, man. Shalom.